Dark colors don't need to be feared. I know we worry our homes will look like this, but they can actually look like this, or even this. And if you really aren't into these darker spaces, you can just dabble with the dark side. A little of this, or maybe this. Light and bright spaces are great, but today we're going to look at how utilizing darker hues in our interiors can be great too. Hello friends! I don't know if you've noticed this, but it seems interiors are getting a bit darker. Deeper hues are being embraced in a way we haven't seen in a long time. Some of us may still be apprehensive about darker spaces, but dark doesn't have to be drab or cold. It can be daring and dramatic, or it can be warm and cozy and inviting. So in this video, we're going to look at how we can use darker colors in our interiors, whether you just want to dip your toe or dive right in. So let's get into it. Okay, first of all, let's discuss how to work with dark colors in different kinds of spaces. If you have a really open concept space, then painting every wall a really deep, dark color might not feel like the right move. There are times it can work. It is a daring way to go, and it's also a pretty big commitment. In some open interiors, you may have architectural details like beams or columns or open doorways that create clear stopping and starting points if you only want to paint a portion of the space. But in other interiors, there may not be clear places to change wall color, so it might be a case where you want to stick with one hue throughout that space. You may prefer to use darker colors in an open concept space in other ways. Maybe it's darker floors or rugs, or dark furniture. In a kitchen, it could be dark cabinetry, or maybe it's some large, bold, dramatic wall art. Or you may want to experiment with darker colors in what enclosed spaces you do have in your home. Small bathrooms, especially guest baths or powder rooms, are great spaces to use deeper shades. Since they are fully enclosed rooms that are only used occasionally, you can be really daring and take risks in ways you maybe wouldn't for more frequently used spaces. Another great place to try out darker wall colors is in bedrooms. Again, they are fully enclosed. They are also more private spaces that don't necessarily have to remain as cohesive with the rest of the home. And given that bedrooms are primarily designed around sleeping, a darker environment can be more conducive to a good night's sleep. If you have a separate formal dining room or a study or a den, these are also rooms where darker colors could have an incredible impact. Going dark can be a great option for rooms that don't get a lot of natural light, rooms with few windows or that are north-facing. I know that might sound counterintuitive. A lot of people assume that in those rooms you need to use light colors to make the space feel as bright as possible. But sometimes it is actually better to accept and embrace that the room is dark. Leaning into the darkness of the room feels like an intentional design choice. And when it's done well, it can create a mood that makes that space feel really good to be in. I found this article from Domino featuring a basement reno that has been painted in these deep, inky shades and then accented with bright pops of vibrant color. I think this is such a great example of leaning into the fact that this is a basement and there is very little natural light. It's bold and daring and really fun. There is also this stigma around using dark colors in small rooms. We've all been told that dark wall colors will make a small space feel even smaller, and that is not completely accurate. Dark wall colors will actually make the walls recede. And besides, why is the goal always to make spaces appear larger than they are? Why have we decided that it is not okay for a small room to look small? Small spaces in deep dark colors can actually feel really intimate and enveloping and cozy. So if you have been contemplating the idea of bringing some deeper shades into your home, let's get more into the specifics of how to go about it. Okay, now the term dark is very subjective. It's going to mean different things to different people. So let's keep the definition here really broad and just sort of assume that generally speaking, we're sort of talking about the colors that would maybe be like in the bottom half of the paint fan. Now, just how dark you go is going to have a lot to do with your comfort level, but I am going to make a little suggestion. If you are kind of waffling between a couple of sort of mid-tone colors on a paint chip and you're just not sure which way to go, I am going to suggest that you actually pick the darker one. I know the lighter one often feels like the safer choice, but the safer choice is not always the better choice. A mid-tone that's a bit too light can just feel flat and lifeless and non-committal. The darker option tends to feel richer and warmer and more impactful. As for the hue that you go with, that can be a very personal choice. Just remember that there is very rarely a right or a wrong answer. A lot of different colors can work, they're just going to result in a different look. If you want a warm and cozy feel, you might want to consider colors with warmer undertones like golds and tans, earthy browns, or rusty reds. If you want a moodier space, you could look to cooler hues, but maybe more muted versions that won't feel too cold. Think rich greens, dusty blues, or smoky charcoal. And if your goal is high drama, think of more vibrant jewel tones like bolder blues, greens, reds, or purples. Darker rooms really are about making a statement. So if you're gonna go for it, really go for it. So you have a dark color, or maybe even multiple dark colors in mind, but how do you decide exactly how you want to go about using them? So if we're talking about paint, you need to consider all of the different painted elements in the space. So your walls, obviously, but also the ceiling, doors and trim, and then any other millwork that you might have in the space. So railing, fireplace mantle, wall paneling, that sort of thing. If you have a lighter wall color that you want to keep, but you're looking to add a little more drama, painting your trim in a dark color can completely change the look of the space. It could be something more classic and neutral, or it could be more bold and colorful. I would just keep in mind that a high contrast trim color is going to bring more attention to that trim. So this tends to look the best with moldings that are quite substantial. If you have skinny little baseboards, you might not want to draw that much attention to them. Another way to add a lot of impact to a room without changing your wall color is just to paint your ceiling. This tends to work the best on a nice, smooth, flat ceiling or a ceiling with nice trim details, as this is usually going to draw more attention to it. If your ceiling doesn't have any sort of details, you might want to consider adding a crown molding or even just a painted trim detail. Now, if you've decided that you are going to paint your walls a darker color, you also need to decide what you're going to do about your ceilings and your trim. There is the very trendy color drenching look that we're seeing so much of. This typically means all of the surfaces in the room are painted the same hue: walls, ceiling, and trim. If you prefer to keep your ceiling and trim white, you can do that too. It tends to be a classic look that we see more often in traditional spaces. Now, this option also means high contrast between your walls and trim. So again, it's helpful if you have substantial enough millwork that you don't mind drawing attention to. Now, we have also discussed in a previous video this issue of a contrasting wall color next to a white ceiling. And my recommendation is, if you can, to leave a small white border along the top of the wall. I think it just looks cleaner and more polished than bringing that color all the way up to the corner. Now, if you have a textured ceiling or a popcorn ceiling and you feel like you have to keep it white, I understand that has been the norm for a really long time. But I have been seeing more examples of textured or popcorn ceilings in other colors. And matching your ceiling to your walls is a good way to make it blend in. So this might be something you want to consider. Now, if you're not a big fan of color drenching, but you also don't love the idea of a white ceiling and white trim, you might want to consider the idea of a monochromatic color scheme, or what lately has been referred to as color capping. What this means is that your trim, and often your ceiling as well, are painted either a lighter tint or a darker shade of your wall color. I do think this can actually be a really nice way to go. It gives you that bit of contrast that can be missing from a space that is all color drenched without being quite as stark as if you were to just leave everything white. Now, what if you do want to bring a little bit of darker color into your space, but only as an accent? You could try just painting only your doors, a built-in, your fireplace, staircase railing, or even something unexpected like the inner edge of an open doorway. Paint can be a really easy and affordable way to experiment with darker hues in your home. So let's talk about kitchens and bathrooms for a minute. These are two rooms of the house where going darker can mean a bigger commitment than just paint. If you like the idea of a darker kitchen, you have to decide what this means for all of your finishes: cabinets, countertops, tile, appliances, hardware, and yes, wall color. I think wood cabinets or a hardwood floor are great to include in a dark kitchen because they add warmth and depth. If you don't want your kitchen to feel too dark, you can limit the darker finishes to just a few elements and bring in some lighter finishes to add contrast. If you do go really dark in your kitchen, be sure to pay very close attention to your lighting. You need to be able to see what you're doing, so have adequate sources of overall ambient or general lighting, but also make sure you've got good sources of task lighting as well. This could be pendants over your island and under cabinet lighting to illuminate your countertop prep areas. When it comes to kitchens and bathrooms, keep practicality in mind when you're choosing such finishes as countertops and tile. Really dark, solid countertops are going to show crumbs. Something with more pattern and movement is going to be more forgiving. And then when it comes to tile, if it's dark, especially if it's glossy, it's going to show smudges and water spots. With darker bathrooms, you also need to keep the color of your fixtures in mind. The standard for sinks and tubs and toilets is usually white, and that can look fine, but remember, if you are looking for a color other than white, you're often looking at higher price points and longer lead times. In a darker space, especially one where you've gone with a monochromatic color scheme or it's color drenched, you want to make sure that you are paying attention to sheen and texture, because in cases where there isn't much contrast coming from color, this is how you're going to achieve it. If your walls are matte or eggshell, paint your trim satin or semi-gloss for added depth. Also remember, a matte finish is going to absorb light where a glossy finish is going to reflect it. And bring in additional texture through other finishes: stone, wood, metal, glass, fabric, and wallpaper can all add interest and impact. We are also seeing a lot of wood paneling around lately, and when it's done well, I think this can be a beautiful alternative to paint as a way of bringing rich, deep, warm color into a space. Lighting is, of course, an important consideration in any interior, but it is especially important in darker spaces. Great lighting is really going to set the tone and create the mood that you're looking for. The goal here is not overly bright lighting. We're embracing the dark look, not trying to overcompensate for it. The lighting should provide a warm, soft glow. This will make your dark spaces feel cozy, not depressing. A great way to achieve this is by putting as many lights on dimmers as you can. And don't rely too heavily on overhead lighting. Floor lamps, table lamps, wall sconces, even candlelight are all great light sources for deeper, darker spaces. All right, friends, that is everything I have for you today on this topic of darker interiors. What do you guys think? Are you interested in this subject? Do you like these darker interiors that we are seeing more of? If you would like more information, if you want me to make another video on this subject, if you have any questions, leave me a comment. Or if you are thinking about maybe bringing some darker colors into your home and you're feeling a little unsure or a little stuck, maybe a video consultation with me could be helpful. All of the information is on my website and it is linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you also wouldn't mind liking, hyping, subscribing, all that good stuff. I hope we see you again at the next one, and bye for now.